G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here, and we're back with something a little bit different today. I've talked in the last few streams about the sorts of games that I'm hanging out for that are coming soon. And of course Baldur's Gate 3 is one of those, but the other one that I'm really looking forward to, which is another D&D based, turn-based combat, is this, Solasta, Crown of the Magister. I really know almost nothing about this game. I don't really know the Solasta world, if that's what it's called. There's a few videos on their Steam page, but let me just turn the music down a touch. I'm not sure if it's a little bit loud. There we go. There's a few videos on their Steam page about the game, but they don't really explain a lot about what the game is going to be. Parts of it suggest that it might be a little bit open worldy, but we will see. And so I thought I'd go through this demo. Now, the first thing I want to do is go through the character creator, but I'll make it very clear straight up that sorry, I'm just reloading my, there we go, much better. I want to be very clear straight up that this character creator, I can create these characters, but I can't actually use them in the demo. Okay, but what this does do is give us an idea. Actually, let me just delete that one because that's the one that I created as a test previously. So there are a bunch of characters already existing. Let's actually, these are the ones that you play through the demo. So let's look at them first, and then we'll go through and create a character and start to see what it's all about. So this is Garrett Miles. He is a human and he is a fighter. Now, this mentions Mountaineer there, and I don't know what that really means, because if I go and create a fighter, I can't create a fighter that is considered a Mountaineer. So I'm not sure on that. But we can see here that he's a human. He, as he says, it's a fighter class, but he's a Mountaineer. Mountaineers are trained to fight in narrow, underground, and difficult terrain that are perfectly adapted to skirmishes and know how to take advantage of small spaces provided they are adequately equipped. His background is that he's a sellsword, so he has soldiering and armoured. And so, yeah, he is a straight-up fighter. He has a strength of 19, dex of 11, constitution of 16, intelligence of 12, wisdom of 11, and charisma of 14. I'm going to say I don't know how you would get that character. Even with points buy, I'd say it would be pretty hard to get that. Might have been lucky with rolls, because there's two ways that you can build a character in this. You can use rolls or you can do point buy. As far as skills go, he has athletics. He has a little bit of skill just due to his intelligence in some of this stuff, but he obviously hasn't put any points into it. But he's put points into perception and survival. Actually, no, he's only put points into athletics and intimidation. He's got some deception and performance and persuasion because of his charisma. He's got some perception and survival, probably class-based. Simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shields, and he can speak common. So that's all the details we have about him. The starting inventory is a longsword and shield. He carries a light crossbow as well with 20 crossbow bolts. He's carrying a backpack, and he's wearing half plate armor, and he's also got a torch that he is using, and his encumbrance is low. Now, there's this personality stuff, which I'm really not up on. This is some stuff that's fairly new in, or at least new to me, in the D&D 5 sort of rules. But he is lawful good, he has authority, he knows some slang, he's pragmatic, and he's kind. And each of those seem to give some little bonuses, I think. And he's carrying 63 gold pieces, but you do have copper, silver, gold, and platinum in this game as far as that. And I missed a little bit over here. Armor class of 17 at the moment. No bonuses to initiative. He can move 6 spaces. He's a +2 to proficiencies. I'm not sure what that's about, actually. 31 hit points. He's got 3 hit dice. His main attack at the moment is a +6 to hit with his longsword, which does 1d8 of damage +4. If we switch to his secondary weapon, he has a +2 to hit. Okay, so that is our fighter. Fairly straightforward. We have a rogue. Now, a rogue Sylvan Elf. Now, again, it says rogue Darkweaver, and I don't know what that means. I've seen the rogue, and I haven't seen any way to create that sort of subclass, if that's what it is. It may be something that is available in the full game, not sure. Ruard, Swift Hand, Strength of 12, Dex of 20. Again, that's very high. Excuse me. Constitution of 11, Intelligence of 13, Wisdom of 11, Charisma of 15. He is chaotic good. Armor class is 16. His initiative is +5. Move of 7, so he moves a little bit further than our human fighter does. +2 to proficiencies. Again, I'm not really sure where that comes in. 18 hit points, 3 hit dice. And he has a +7 to hit with a short bow, and his secondary weapon set, which is a short sword and a dagger, he has +7 to hit with each of those. He is wearing leather armor, he's got 20 arrows, he's got his backpack and a torch. He's also got some thieves' tools, a spare dagger for some reason, and a poisoner's kit. Which obviously he can use on his weapons, I would think. I don't know if he could potentially poison his arrows with that. That would be an interesting combination. We'll see in the game whether that works. His personality, he's a chaotic good spy, and again, I don't know how he... Oh, sorry, spy, yes, I know how you get that. Egotism... He's cynical, he's cautious, and he's greedy. So we have some information here, all the race features that Sylvan Elves get. Description of what rogue Darkweavers are. So Darkweavers are trained by a secret society that extends throughout the kingdoms. They have developed techniques to improve their mobility in all dimensions and mastered the art of poison crafting. Okay, and so he used to be a spy, so he knows spycraft and rough diplomacy. Proficiencies. He's got a lot of proficiencies here. I think it's these ones that are the ones that he's got. So he's got athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, stealth, deception, nature, perception, and survival. He has his poisoner's kit and thieves' tools, simple weapons, longsword, rapier, short sword, longbow, light armor, common, dwarvish, elvish, and halfling are the languages that he knows. We have Vigdis, the snow elf cleric. She has strength of 13, dex of 11, constitution of 17, int of 10, wisdom of 18, and charisma of 10. Again, these are really good rolls for these characters. Armor class of 17, so she's getting up there. Only moves 5, though. So she's got the slowest movement so far. 27 hit points, +3 to hit with her 1d6 +1 damage mace. She has authority, lawfulness, altruism, and formal, and she is an aristocrat. So she has history, religion, insight, and persuasion as her abilities. She has a scroll kit, and she's proficient in simple weapons, etc. Languages are common and dwarvish. Lots of information here about snow dwarves and battle clerics. And then her backstory there. In the inventory, she's got a mace and shield with a light crossbow as her backup weapon. She has her holy symbol, 20 crossbow bolts, a backpack, and she's wearing dwarven half plate. And she's also got some candles. Now, she has clerical spells as well, so she knows 3 cantrips that she can cast as often as she wants. Light, Sacred Flame, which does 1d8 of damage, but can be saved from, has a range of 12. It does get more powerful as she goes up in levels, though. At caster's level 5, 11, and 17, it adds 1 die. So at level 5, she can do 2d8 of damage, etc. And Spare the Dying will stabilize a dying ally. I don't know how important that will be in the game, but the fact that it's here suggests that it may actually be useful. Because of her wisdom, she gets a +6 to spell attack bonus. So that's nice, and she has various spells prepared. We could change what spells she has prepared. She has Bane and Bless, Cure Wounds, Inflict Wounds. She's only got 4 slots, though, so curious as to why it sort of looks like she's got all of these. Shield of Faith and Magic Missile. That Magic Missile, I think, is due to the fact that she's using the battle domain, because she's a battle cleric. And the same with Scorching Ray. And then she's got Hold Person, which, if you know me, is probably the most important spell in any of these games. So that's our cleric. And then to end it all off, we have Violet Goodcheer, our halfling wizard. She is a Shock Arcanist. Let's go back to the inventory first. 11 strength, dex of 14, that's good for her AC, but not great. 14 to constitution is going to certainly help with her hit points. Intelligence of 18, wisdom of 11, and charisma of 14. So in her hand, she has a quarterstaff, which is her primary weapon, and it does 1d8 of damage. She's got a +2 to hit, but we will basically never be using that weapon. She's wearing Adventurer's Wizard clothing, which doesn't do anything for her armor. And she's carrying a backpack, so her armor class is 12. She gets +2 to initiative due to her dexterity. She can move 5, which means she's on par with the dwarf. 20 hit points, 3d6 of that. She's formal. She's neutral good. She's formal, pragmatic, kind, and cautious. And then she has a spell book here, which I don't know that we can really do anything with. She doesn't need to carry it. It does give us a list of the spells she's got in there, but... and then she has a herbalism kit as well, which means she can probably make potions and such, I would think. So she's a Marsh Halfling, Shock Arcanists with a Battle Mage of the Manacalon Empire, and their ways have survived the Cataclysm to become a renowned and feared tradition of wizards taught in every major school of magic on Solasta. So she started as a philosopher, and she's got some physician and alchemist type stuff. Skills here, she's got Arcane, History, Investigation, Medicine, and Persuasion, which is some pretty good stuff. She's got a Herbalism kit, but she's also able to create scrolls. And not available in the demo. Perhaps probably not available in the demo either. In spells, her cantrips that she can use at will is Firebolt. Firebolt does 1d10 of damage. Now this is where it gets interesting. Over the years, I have seen these games progress from your Baldur's Gate 1, where cantrips did not exist, to Baldur's Gate 2, where technically cantrips did exist, but A, they really didn't do very much damage, and B, you still only had a limited number of them you could cast per day, to, and that was in games like Neverwinter's Nights, sorry if I didn't say that, to, you know, in Pathfinder Kingmaker and those other games and these newer games where cantrips can be cast at will, but also they now do significantly more damage. So the fact of the matter is, every single round that your wizard is in combat, if you don't have a special use spell like Magic Missile or Burning Hands or Colour Spray that you want to use, then something like Firebolt or even Shocking Grasp, which used to be a first level spell, but which is now a cantrip, is what you should be using. And in fact, Firebolt here definitely is what she should be using. I think she gets extra damage on this because she is a Shock Arcanist, but I'm not 100% sure. But the fact that it does 1d10 points of damage, that should just be the default thing. She should never be using her, even though she's got a quarterstaff there, she should never use it. She should either use Firebolt or Shocking Grasp every time. Firebolt if she's at range. If someone gets in close, use Shocking Grasp instead. Because technically, it is a melee touch attack, so any armor that they're wearing is ineffective when she uses Shocking Grasp. Whereas Quarterstaff, she only damages them if she bypasses armor. So that would be my suggestion for this character. She knows Burning Hands, Colour Spray, Detect Magic. Now this is a ritual. We'll get into this later. I love the idea of this being a ritual. She knows Identify as well, which is another ritual. Featherfall, Mage Armor, Thunder Wave, Shield and Magic Missile, and she also knows Hold Person and Scorching Ray. Nice group of spells there. So that's an interesting look at it. What we're going to do is I'm going to create one of each of the two characters which don't exist in this yet. So I don't know whether in the final game there will be more options on any of this. So at the moment you can see there is just Dwarf, Half-Elf, Human, High Elf, Elf and Halfling. There are two types of dwarves. There's Hill Dwarves and Snow Dwarves. There's two types of elves. There's High Elves and I think it's Sylvan Elves or something similar. And there's Marsh Halflings and Island Halflings, I think it's called. So I'm going to create the two races, the two classes that haven't been done yet. We haven't seen a half-elf, but they're nothing special. I think I'm going to create the first character as another halfling. So you've got the Marsh Halflings, which are pretty much the standard halfling that you may know from other games. Okay, +2 to dexterity. They're brave. They're lucky. They're nimble. They get a +1 to constitution. If you go for the Island Halfling, though, they still have the dexterity and the brave and the lucky and the nimbleness, but instead these guys get a +1 to charisma, and they have an advantage on acrobatics checks. I'm not sure which one I want to pick, actually. I think I'll stick with the Marsh Halflings. And so the two classes that we haven't seen in that demo, we've seen Fighter, we've seen Cleric, we've seen Wizard, and we've seen Rogue. So it's Ranger and Paladin. So you know I'm going to pick Ranger first. So let's do a Ranger. Okay, so we need Strength and Dexterity for our save throw proficiencies. We are able to use light or medium armor, and we're able to use a shield. We can use simple weapons and martial weapons. We can choose 3 of the following skills: animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, survival, and stealth. And then we can choose a favorite enemy and a favorite terrain. So for favorite enemy, I'm going to go... so I'm going to build this one as a little bit different of a ranger build that I haven't really done a lot before. Because what we're going to pick... Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted... They don't have it here. That's annoying. You can't pick, like, humans or elves. I'm trying to think what... See... I don't know which of these groups things like orcs fall into. They're definitely not fae. They're not really beasts. I wouldn't have thought they're aberrations. Previously, in other games I've played, there's a separate section for orcs and goblins and kobolds and things like that. They're not necessarily giants, but I think... Besides, these creatures such as ogres and trolls are giants. So they might be monstrosities. I'm going to pick giant. It's not really what I wanted. What I actually wanted to do here was pick, say, human as the favorite enemy and make this guy an urban ranger if it was possible, but it doesn't look like it is. So, well, maybe swamp isn't what we want then. Maybe monstrosity and swamp. Anyway, I would like to be able to create an urban ranger because of, I'll show you in a minute, the next sort of step that I think is interesting. So the equipment. Now we can actually edit the equipment that he starts with. So if we don't want him to have scale mail, and he's got a longbow and 2 short swords, etc. What we can do is we can actually customize this just a little bit. So if we instead want leather armor rather than scale mail, so scale mail will give us armor class of 14 plus up to 2 points of dex. Leather armor will give us 11 plus whatever our dex is. Okay, crossbows. Are you asking, do the different races have different favorite enemy checks? I don't believe so. From what I've seen, that's the list. I've had a look at... I've done a dwarven ranger, I've done a human ranger, and I've done this halfling now, and I don't recall the lists being... If they are, it's pretty subtle, the differences. I'm going to leave this scale mail. But hang on. No, I'm going to stick with leather armor, actually, because we're going to have about the same AC. We're going to stick with the 2 short swords, but we could do things like 2 daggers, or we could do, say, a hand axe, or dual hand axes. The problem I got with hand axes, I was going to pick this previously, but they're actually a thrown weapon. They do slashing damage and they're melee, but it says they're thrown and their range is close, 4. Whereas if we look at a short sword, they don't have a range. So I think I'm going to stick with the 2 short swords. We'll stick with the longbow. The packs really don't seem to make a difference. The Dungeoneer's pack and the Explorer's pack basically say the same thing. So it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to change it to a Explorer's pack for whatever reason. let's move on to the next step. So here we pick a background, and this is where it's a little odd because this is these 8, sorry, are it for backgrounds. But I like the idea of, as I said, I liked the idea of having a sort of urban ranger being law enforcement, right? So rather than keeping the frontier safe from enemies, having a ranger who works in an urban environment and keeps people safe from themselves, basically. And you can pick these personality flags here. G'day, St. Salvius. So you can pick these personality flags here, but then there's also personality stuff here as well. And it tells you about all of that. So I'm going to keep him as lawful good, and we're going to take authority and lawfulness here, and then down here we're going to take kindness and altruism. And I don't really think that these affect too much in the game. I don't know. It's a little unclear, but and as I said, we can't actually play this in the demo. But I'm just going through the build of the thing. So we have a lawkeeper. So this is actually going to give us a lawkeeper's badge, an extra 10 gold pieces, and some commoner's clothing. And we have we're a detective, so we get some proficiency in perception and intimidation. And we also get proficiency with martial weapons, which you already had. And we get to choose one additional language. So on our next screen here, now there's 2 ways that we can do this. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So you can do a points buy system where that's my starting values and I use points to increase everything. Or you can go with dice rolls. So we re-roll the dice until we're happy. Oh, that's a nice dice roll. So I chuck, say, that in Dex and that in Con. Actually, no, I'm not really all that happy with those dice. That's a little better. Dex, Wisdom, Con, Strength. Actually, you know what? Let's put... What does the optimize do? Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. I would swap those 2 around, really. I don't think he needs a high wisdom, but we'll go with that. So that actually gives us an armor class of 15 now, which technically we would have got 16 if we had stuck with the scale armor or whatever it was it wanted to give us, because we could get 2 of our dex bonus to that. But the leather armor, as our dexterity goes up, our armor class is just going to keep going up. So we'll stick with this for now. I mean, we're not going to, as I said, we're not going to use it, but we get to pick 3 class skills that we want to do here. Actually, there was something I wanted to show back here at the class. Let's just go back a couple of steps. There was this up here. It says at higher levels, so it basically shows you what you're going to get as you level up. So at level 2, we'll pick our fighting style. At level 3, we get a primeval awareness, whatever that is, and a ranger archetype. It's hard to tell actually whether these 2 items here are at level 2 or if that item's at level 2 and these ones here are at level 3. I guess under the line is what is available. But eventually we get ranger archetype. We get to up our ability scores at level 4. We get an extra attack at level 5. We get another favorite enemy at level 6. And become a natural explorer. At level 8, we get another ability. And at level 10, we get to pick another terrain. So by the time we get to level 10, we've got 2 favorite enemies and 3 terrains that we're really good at. And we've picked our ranger fighting style and our ranger archetype. And we've got spells and all the rest. Oh, damn it, I've got to do all that again. I was hoping it was going to remember it all. So we said authority and lawfulness, kindness and altruism. And then... Ooh, yes, please. That's even better. Our AC is 16 now, so it's equal to what we'd have. Oh, we kept that armor. Damn, I didn't want that armor. I'm going to go back. Hang on. Edit the equipment again. Leather, thank you. And the Explorer pack, thank you. Validate. Next. I wish it would remember this stuff between authority, lawfulness, kindness, altruism. There we go. And optimize, very nice. AC is 16, exactly what I expected. Very good. 12 hit points isn't bad. Now, here. So, you don't get an animal companion, is the one interesting thing for the rangers here. But, because I'm sort of building this guy as a... as an urban law enforcement type of guy, we're going to take insight, we're going to take investigation, and we're going to take stealth. And languages, we want Orcish, and that's it. That'll do. Okay. That face is fine, yeah. Skin complexion is fine. Hairstyle. Okay, we can see it up there. We just can't see it here. So it's hopeful that in the final game there'll be more of these options. I'm not going to bother with... No, you know, why not? We'll do that beard. And I don't mind the black hair. That's fine. Let's go for the green eyes. I don't know why. And apparently, at least for me on Linux, these voices don't work. And you can write your own additional backstory. If you really want. And so that's this guy. Now he starts at level 1, and that's the reason why you can't use him in the demo. Let's just really quickly have a look at the one other thing that we didn't see in the game just yet. And we'll pick Half-Elf because we haven't seen a Half-Elf in there. And we'll just have a look at a Half-Elf Paladin. So Half-Elves get +2 to Charisma and increase 2 other scores by 1. They get any 2 bonus skills. They have Dark Vision. They've got some save throw advantages against Charm and Sleep. And they know Common, Elvish, and 1 other language of your choice. So we'll pick that, and we said Paladin. So they want Wisdom and Charisma for a Paladin. Light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shield. Simple and martial weapons. They can choose from Athletics, Insight, Intimidation, Medicine, Persuasion, and Religion. Their Divine Sense allows them to reveal Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. They have a pool of 5 healing points per Paladin level that they can use, obviously in laying on hands. Spend healing points to restore lost HP. Removes a poison for 5 healing points. And removes a disease for 5 healing points. So that's interesting. That's an interesting way... No, Crossburst, because I don't believe in paying the Windows tax. Linux is free, costs me absolutely nothing. Having said that, I have donated, if you like, to Ubuntu Linux, which is the Linux that I use, and Pop OS, I guess, in a way, which is another Linux that I use over the years by buying merch. So I'm willing to support those versions of Linux. And in previous versions, I've bought CDs and stuff like that. But I just don't believe I should be paying for Windows. I don't want it. So If a game's not available on Linux, I'm just not going to play it. It's that simple. It's disappointing, but it's that simple. So I'm liking this concept of the healing pool, where they have 5 points that they can use, and they can use it to restore lost hit points, neutralize poison, or cure disease. I think that's a very interesting concept. He has a longsword and shield, and he's got 5 javelins, a holy symbol, chainmail, and a priest's pack. Let's just edit that. I don't want to give him a longsword. Let's change his primary weapon. Do we go with... We could go greatsword. Can you go greatsword and nothing? No, I think what we'll do is we'll go warhammer and shield for this paladin. And yeah, we'll keep the javelins. He won't let us change from anything else, so we'll keep all of that the same. Damn it. I shouldn't have done that. Let me... Because I didn't show what we had at higher levels, and I sort of meant to. So let's just pick warhammer, validate. At higher levels, we're going to get Divine Smite at next level, which will be very nice. And we can choose a fighting style. I don't know what those styles are going to be. And you'll start getting spells. At level 3, we have Channel Divinity and Sacred Oath. Again, not really clear on what those are. Level 4, we get ability scores. Level 5, we get extra attack. Level 6 is an aura of courage. And level 8 is more ability scores. So that's nice. That's how I close that. Let's go to the next. So we get to this pick a deity, and there's only 4 deities. And I want you to just look very carefully at these holy symbols, right? So we have Arun, we have Einar, we have Marakai, and we have Pakri. So Arun is the primordial god of the elements and patron of adventurers, peasants, and hermits, and all others who value nature above civilization. So he's prime god of the Temerian Pantheon, and he's the one to whom humanity first prayed when struggling to survive in a hostile environment. His spouse, Marakai, goddess of life and death. His clergy is divided into 3 branches. I thought Einar was married to... No. Okay. So, Arun, primordial god, and he has a spouse, Marakai. I'm sorry. Does anyone else think that that looks like a bearded man? Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, but it does say that it's the goddess of death. So, I think they need to work on that holy symbol a little bit, because to me, Marakai has a beard that reaches to here. You know, that's a beard, surely. You know, eyes, nose, mouth, beard. Dunno. Yeah, a bearded goddess. You know, if it was a bearded god and it was still Arun's spouse, that's fine. I'm cool with that. That would be an interesting pantheon. But anyway, we're going to pick Einar because Einar, it says here, is the god of valor, fidelity, and the patron of paladins and lawful warriors, and his alignment is lawful good. So Arun is neutral. Einar, who is basically the god of paladins, is lawful good. Marakai is neutral good, and Pakrai is lawful neutral. And I find this interesting because surely there's other deities in this Solasta world, because normally there are evil deities. And I like this concept. I wonder, are we allowed? I didn't think to check this previously. Are we allowed to play as an evil character? I'm going to choose Acolyte here. Well, yeah, we can pick as evil. I don't know. I don't know why in these games you would want to pick a character as evil. So I'm wondering if I go lawfulness and altruism, and then also go lawfulness and altruism, what that really does. But yeah, that's what we'll do there. Let's head on. Let's just do a re-roll. So this is, to me, this is a lot like Baldur's Gate, where you could just sit here all day and re-roll until you get the values that you really, really like. We're going to take that, and I'm just going to go optimize and let it pick whatever it wants, and I'm pretty happy with that. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good roll. Oh, but we do. It does allow us to increase 2 other scores by 1. So we could do Constitution, and we could do Strength. There we go. And we'll go next. Now, we get 2 racial skills, 2 class skills, and then 1 racial language and 1 background language. And just to be different, I'm going to pick Auto and see what it picks for me here. So that picked Intimidation and Medicine, and if I go class skills and go Auto, what did it pick? Persuasion and Insight, I think. Or, no, it did Athletics. I don't know what it actually did there. So that was Intimidation and Medicine. It was definitely Persuasion and Insight, I think, are the 2 that it picked. Okay. And we need to pick some languages. So we'll just do Auto. The racial language that it picked was Dwarvish, and the background language is Halfling. Okay, that's fine. It's actually interesting because Halflings are one of those groups. In some games, Crossburst, they do. In some games, you actually can't take an alignment that's different from your god for clerics and paladins. So, I don't know. But anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, Halflings and language. I don't know. I'm old school. I don't ever really see Halflings as having a separate language. To me, Halflings are just this group that sort of live in the shadow of others, like humans, dwarves, and elves. And more importantly, mostly in the shadow of humans. And so Halflings, to me, have always just spoken common. But anyway. And it picks a name for us, and we can pick a face and all that sort of stuff. But there's really not a lot of options here. Although the one thing I didn't point out before is that there is a physique option that you can do there. But I don't know how you can actually see your whole body sort of thing. You can do a little bit of a turn there, but you can't sort of scroll in or out or anything to see what you look like. Thankfully, because I don't have a helmet on, I can change the hair. Let's do that for hair, maybe, and we'll do, I don't know, that colour. Just for something different. So we've created 2 other characters. But of course, it's not going to let us play with those. So let's jump on into the adventure. And it only allows us to take the initial 4 characters. So the cleric, the fighter, the rogue, and the wizard. But we'll start, and I've done this a couple of times before. I've played through this, so I'm a little bit familiar with it, although it's been a few weeks since I last played this demo, so I might get things wrong. But I'll point things out as I can along the way. Oh, press any key to start. Well, there you go. That might have helped. Just hang on a sec.
So these are the ruins of Telema?
Just as the chronicles describe them. Imagine the wonders that await us inside. Don't forget, We're here to help the scavengers.
And get rich, right? Help the scavengers and get rich.
You're all hard, aren't you?
That must be their camp over there. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so first of all, ignore this stuff down here. There is something a little bit odd about this game because this is a Windows game, and I'm running under Steam with the Vulkan engine or whatever it's called that allows you to run Windows games on Linux. But for some reason, even though it's in full screen, it's actually not hiding my application bar. So hopefully we don't lose too much over there. I'm going to have to move. God, there's no really good spot. I suppose it only really covers... it does cover up some useful information. Let me just move my... Didn't want that. Let me just move my video over to, say, here and see if that's a good spot. Okay, so let's just move back. So, tutorial, it's saying you can select your characters by clicking on them down here. Or you can double click on their portraits over on the side. You can also click on the portraits or use the select all button, which I think is that one there. So that's good. And then we click on a destination on the ground. The camera automatically follows. The pointer indicates if you're targeting an invalid location. Okay, so we're going to click everybody. And we're going to come up here. I don't know why that is like that at the moment. I don't remember that being the case. But we can sort of look around here, and you can see the little arrows are indicating what direction we're going to face. I think... hey, TQ, thank you for the host. Good morning. I was just trying to see if there was a way to sort of click up here and say, I want to move up here, but I want to face a different direction, but it doesn't seem to let me do it. Anyway, there doesn't appear to be anything over here that we can really explore. And we're right over the edge of this guy's camp, but anyway.
Friends.
Ronald sent us.
Where is he?
Resting. He was in pretty bad shape. But he'll be okay. He said you need help.
We did. If only you'd come sooner.
Sorry, thank you for that, TQ. I didn't notice that. So, I was going to say, what it says on the website is that on the Steam page for this, there is a tag that says choices matter. So it's obvious that based on the personality traits that you've selected for these characters, that will affect what they're potentially going to say in given interactions. And, you know, the fact that Raoud here is saying, well, we could go back, is he's being a little bit snarky. So that's going to make the people that you're talking to a little bit more defensive and things like that. Whereas, you know, you can pick Vigdis's we're here now to sort of, yes, we're going to do the best we can, or you can have Garrett's sort of neutral, like, what happened. So I'm just going to pick that option.
We came as soon as we could. What happened?
We know. And thanks. Deck here is upset. That's all.
I can speak for myself, thank you.
He thinks we should have left with Runnel.
Instead of waiting here for the orcs to kill us? Absolutely. I think we should have left.
We can't leave Hector in there.
He's dead, Lena. Dead. It's too late.
You don't know that.
So again, I'm not going to pick Raoud. I might do Vigdis this time.
It's all right. We're here to help you.
All right. What did Runnel tell you?
Just that
There
his
is
team
no
needed
good
help,
spot for my...
nothing else.
We were scavenging. people and dragged
Sorry,
Hector off.
the audio moves when I move my
Waiting here for them to come and
focus, but
finish
there's
the
no good
job.
spot for
They
my
haven't done that yet, though.
portrait. Maybe I have to
Well,
put it.
you're right about your friend. He must be dead by now.
We don't know that. There's always hope.
Hope? Those orcs had him for dinner the first night,
I don't know. They took him alive after all.
so they wanted to keep him fresh. Orcs are orcs.
Ignore them. So, we just need to go in and find Hector.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Why is he so angry?
He and Hector don't exactly get along. But he's one of our crew. And I won't leave anyone behind.
We gave our word to your leaders. We will get Hector back.
Thanks. Do you need food?
You think we'll be away for that long?
You can never be too careful. That's the law of the Badlands. We can spare some if you need it. We have more than we need for just the two of us.
Are you serious? You're giving away our food?
They're risking their lives for us, Deck.
For Hector. We can starve, apparently.
Okay, let me just chuck that up there for now. Which isn't the best place because it means that most of the time it looks like I'm looking off the screen, but we'll worry about that another time. Yeah,
You're
keep
right.
your food.
Keep it. We'll survive. We'll be back in no time. If not, you'll have enough to eat.
Don't look at me.
Just one day of food, Deck.
All right, take the damn food.
We should get moving and find your friend.
Thanks, and good luck.
Okay, so you can tab between the characters, which is interesting. So there doesn't seem to be any... I'll just pause it. There doesn't seem to be any ability to like show the highlight the interactable items, but again, it may just be that there are none around here. Oh, look, there's one over there. So let's just quickly have a look at the settings. Is there anything to do with key combinations? See, no, there isn't. There really... I don't know that there's really any key combinations in general to do a lot of things. Everything seems to be mouse driven. So let's have a look what's in this. You can carry 5 times their strength. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so this chest contains 3 arrows, a torch, a short sword, 23 gold coins, and some acid. So let's... Why can you not loot all of that? Okay, we'll loot all of that, but I really wanted to give all of that to her. There's a reason for this, because I don't think the torches are going to be a big deal, but let's bring that over there. Okay. So if we come back in now and have a look at her inventory, we found that short sword. Oh, no, we don't want those arrows there. We want them there. We found those arrows. Actually, I'm going to take... Let's switch her to that. She doesn't need to use that staff. Let's do it that way. We're never going to use that. So there's absolutely nothing to tell us that this is magical, right? All those arrows are magical. We have no idea. But here's the interesting thing. So I get it. Yeah, my portrait. Yeah, looking over that way. Ritual. So there is a ritual called Detect Magic. So if we do that, 10 minutes later, we have cast Detect Magic. Did it find anything for us? Well, no, it didn't. None of this is magical. It's all just straightforward. But we can use that as many times a day as we want. It just takes 10 minutes to do. All right? And I think that's a really interesting idea. Rather than it wasting a spell that you have to have memorized a spell to be able to detect magic, and then you waste that by casting it, and you can only do that once a day, etc., etc., etc. This gives you the option to, if everything is nice and safe, you can perform the ritual and investigate. So, we're supposed to be finding the orc ruin, the orcs in here, to try and find their companion. Hey, Maleficus Games, that's great. Glad you're liking it. I'm taking a little bit of a break from Pathfinder today just to point out another game that I'm looking forward to coming up. Hopefully not too far in the distant future, but it does say it'll be ready when it's ready, and that is this Solasta Crown of the Magister, which is a wonderful little D&D based how do I put D&D based turn-based combat, and it's got some features in it that I absolutely love. First of all, the game, one of the other things about the game is that it's very much set up around verticality. So you can see there's lots of little levels here, and in fact, if we have a look over here, there's actually a ladder that we can come down here. So we know there's a trap of some sort here. This is triggered to collapse, so we can actually try and stop that collapsing. But even if we break that, we can potentially jump over it, and we can potentially jump that gap there, but we can also climb down and see what's down in this area. So there's going to be a lot of that in this game going forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to Raoud, our rogue, and get him to come up here and see if he can do anything with that. Hey, he fixed it. Well, there you go. 20 critical success. All right, very nice. So that's no longer going to break. So we can all just walk across here without any problems if we really want to. But the fact of the matter is that we very much want to go and investigate this area down here. And so to do that, we've got to come back over to here. Now, oh, there was something up there. Well, for a fact, I know that there is definitely something up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb down here. All right, and then we're going to come down here. Is there anything... Oh, come on. No, there's not really a way down that way, so... I believe we have to jump over to here. And that's one of the parts of this that I find a little bit weird, is that you've got this ability to jump that distance. That's quite a distance to jump, particularly if you're wearing armor. And there's no... like, there's no save, there's no skill check. You just succeed every time you jump. We could have jumped, if we go back up over here, we could have jumped from here to here. And we all did it. And even if that had fallen down, we all can make that jump, which just seems a little bit strange to me because, quite frankly, I don't believe that everyone should be able to make that jump all the time. Anyway, so let's have a look at this. This is something interactable.
Look at that. Perfectly preserved.
What is it?
It's a scene from the Imperial conquest of the northern provinces.
When the Empire ruled the lands of the Snow Alliance. I can't pretend to feel nostalgic about those times.
Nostalgic? That was more than 1,000 years ago.
The old empire was built on slavery and racism.
Thanks for the, history lesson. Now, does this look valuable to you?
All history is valuable, my friend.
Tell that to my purse.
Anyway, this doesn't help Hector, so let's move out.
I'm not sure if we can get through there. Now, Okay, so there is a quick save. We've just done that. Let's just see what it does when we try and go through this.
Can we open it?
I don't see how.
Must be magically sealed. Do you think a magic seal from Imperial times would still work?
In the Badlands, anything's possible.
Do you have a spell to open it?
No.
Let's not waste time then. Move out.
Oh, I'm not going to miss the chest. We're heading there now. I was just trying all the options. I seem to remember you couldn't get through there, and I just wanted to confirm that for myself. So we can climb back up. No path to destination. Why is there no path to the destination? I was positive we could climb up that. I guess not. So I'm trying to remember how we get over to there then. Oh, that's right. We've got to go all the way around here and jump that distance over there. Okay, let's do that then. The pathfinding in this game is actually pretty good. As you'll see, they're all realizing that they can get to there, they can jump over. And if I now click over here, we're all going to jump over that. And an object revealed. So there's a hidden door up here that we can potentially get to. So let's come over, interact with this. Here we go.
Well, that's interesting.
You don't say. Look at that.
I'd be careful if I were you. It looks too good to be true.
That's right. You can't be too careful. That's the law of the Badlands.
Yeah, Rowan is snarky, and I'm also a loot fiend. So, gonna move to there. I don't know why I can't do anything with that trap, but if I can't interact with it to get rid of it, we'll just circumvent it. Okay, so a magnificent longsword. Can we... There we go, we can give it to Violet like that. A potion of healing, which we might give to our fighter. A letter, which we'll give to our cleric. And an angry violet, which we'll also give to the wizard. I don't know, it just feels like I missed something there, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so this... still strange that we can't do anything about that trap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get him all the way over here, and then we're going to get everybody and get them to come over there. That way none of us will trigger that trap. So we're just being a little bit cautious there. I thought there was another way to get up there except for going up the other way. But what we're going to do is we didn't have a look at these items that we found. And in particular, we found this magnificent longsword. So what we're going to do again is we're going to come in here and we're going to do the detect magic ritual. Okay, and now we can see that that is a magical longsword, but we still don't know anything about it. So we need to come in here and we need to identify that. And again, we do another 10 minutes. And at the end of the 10 minutes, it has been identified as a longsword +1. And I love that mechanic. I think that is a really good way to handle things like that. No, why did you not? There we go. I was going to say, interestingly, it didn't update. It didn't change his to hit, but it did. It just didn't come over correctly. Okay, so it looks like to get up to here, what are we going to be able to do? We're going to have to... I always felt you could get up this way somewhere, but I don't think you can. So the only way up there, I don't think there's anything on the wall here that we can do. The way to get up here, and you can see that there was just for a second there an option. So let's just follow them, because what they're going to do is they're going to come all the way back up to here and then jump over this way and then come over there and then jump over that way. Okay. And I don't remember what was in here, but it does appear to be another chest. So this is now telling you about identifying magical items. So it's quite likely that there's going to be another magical item in this chest. That's all right. So, a magnificent morning star, 8 silver pieces, and a scroll of fireballs. So the fireball's definitely going to go there. We're going to put the morning star here. And what we're going to do this time, just as a little test, is we're going to go ritual. Actually, I haven't... Anyway, I'm pretty sure they don't need to be in the mage's inventory to be identified as being magical. So actually we can give that short sword to someone else to carry. Let's give it to the thief. I don't know if we even want to use that asset for anything, and we'll give those arrows to the thief as some spares. Sorry, he's a rogue, he's not a thief. Well, he is. So it's identified that there as being magical. Now, we're actually probably going to give that to the cleric, maybe? I don't know what the... I can't remember what the cleric is using. She has a mace, 1d6. And that's 1d8. So it definitely feels like that would be a better weapon for her. But if we come back in here, can we just... No. There's no option to identify from here? No. Okay, so if we come out, we go ritual, and we go identify, can we then go... We can. That's good. That's good to know that you don't have to have it in the wizard's inventory to be able to identify. So a mana column Morningstar +1. It doesn't look like it really has any other abilities except for the fact that it's a +1. But we're going to definitely give it to her because it does more damage than her mace at the moment, which only did 1d6. This does 1d8 +1, and it does piercing damage rather than the bludgeoning, but that's okay. So there we go. Now, the other thing that I really feel I want to do is most of our guys have have missile weapons, and so I really want them to get those ready. Whoops, we want it to all go out here together. Thank you. I wanted to get those weapons ready. So that when we do get into combat, if we can... Ooh, I didn't realise we could look at that. Let's go and have a look at that.
Try not to stare. You're making that statue uncomfortable.
But it's... Can you read this?
Never had the benefit of an imperial education.
That's Emperor Gilding III.
How do you know?
It's written here, for those who can read it.
Well, that's nice for you, I'm sure.
His was a very ancient dynasty. Look at his date of birth.
And location.
Wait, I gotta copy this. The tower will find this interesting.
Are you done?
Okay, so that's just talking about setting up the weapon slots, which were pretty self-explanatory, really. Whoa. What's out here? A room with seemingly nothing in it. Ooh. And now we get to some of the verticality in the combat as well, because we have spiders up on the walls. Okay, so Raoud goes first. Definitely not going to bother getting him to move. Now he has cunning. What is that called? As a bonus action, he can use this. Okay, so I can use this to take dash or disengage, which we don't want to use at the moment. So instead, we are just going to shoot this spider with our bow. And that was a good hit. He rolled a 24, and he did 9 points of piercing damage. Very nice. We'll end our turn there. Spider's going next. Okay, he missed, was it Garrod, whatever his name is? Oh, Raoud got hit for 4 points of poison damage. Okay, so disappointing, but we've got to switch weapons. We really need to protect our wizard. Okay, so I actually find this a little confusing. I would prefer if it did it like the new Pathfinder Kingmaker one, where it took, say, Raoud when he finished his term and put him at the end of the list and just keep moving them along, so that the one that was all the way over here was the latest one. Still not happy. Hang on a sec. Let's put me down there. Okay. I wish it would rotate these through. I can understand that that's the current one, but it's a little bit confusing at first glance. I expect it to be that person who is the current person, rather than it going along like that. But that's just my preference. So we have a few options here. We can attack, we can disengage, dodge. We can use a power. What power do we have? Turn Undead or Divine Fortitude. You gain 3 temporary hit points per clerical level. What does... Oh, delay my turn until later. Spells that she's got, I don't think any of her... spells are really worth using right this minute. So I think the best option is going to be just to attack that spider. Okay, so she can use... We're not going to do it, but she can use her Channel Divinity to do extra damage. But we're going to leave it for now. So she only did 3 points of damage, but that's okay. End that turn. Now... spells are all we're really going to use here. I think rather than Shocking Grasp would be a goodish sort of option. In fact, Scorching Ray is another good option here, because Scorching Ray allows us to select 3 different targets. All right, so we can go there, there, and there, for example. Actually, 4 targets. So we managed to kill 2 of them, and this one's the only one still alive. So that's a kick-ass little spell she's got there. We're going to end her turn. Now, he's not in position to make a direct attack, so we might just shoot with the bow for now. We could move him, and he missed. Okay, that was a chance we had to take there. So we'll end that turn, and the start of round 2 we're going to shoot with the bow there as well. And there we go. We got through that combat. I like this system. I think it's quite good as far as turn-based combat. As I said, it's a little confusing up here. But yeah, actually this is the other thing that I find a little confusing. So let's do that. Take a short rest. Right? So it's a little confusing what's going to happen here and how people are going to recover health. So Raoud has a little bit of health. Upon rest completion, spend hit dice to recover missing hit points. So I don't know, like, it's unclear what's going to happen here. We're not going to recover any features and abilities because we didn't use any. She's going to have some Arcane Recovery where she gets the spell that she just used back. But it's really unclear. Like, it feels like I should be clicking here. But I don't. Oh, okay, maybe now. Okay, I see. So if I now go roll, and I got some hit points back, and I think I can roll again if I want to try and get that last point. But I don't think I'm going to bother with that. We'll just close. What I probably should have done, and there's no option for it, but in, say, Pathfinder Kingmaker, for example, it automatically, whenever you did a rest, it would automatically... well, you could turn it off, but it would automatically... okay, sorry about that. Yeah, didn't think that that wouldn't be there. What we could have done is... I could have got... Well, let's actually do it now, so to show what we could... What I should have done was cast a spell of Cure Wounds on Raoud first, and then if I needed to, we could... so let's just turn the chat box off for a sec so you can see that. So, yeah, it had here the ability to roll. So you could spend up to 3... So what it basically does is I can roll up to 3 of my hit dice to recover hit points after a rest. And what it will do is, I don't know why it's not showing that she is going to recover a spell either. But they differentiate, from my understanding, D&D now differentiates between a short rest and a long rest. And there are certain things that you can get back if you just do a short rest, which is just the idea that you sit down for an hour and don't do anything, and that allows you to do things like memorize your new spells and regain some energy, health in this case. But it also gives you the option of oh, I didn't realize I had to click that. Arcane Recovery. Oh, activates, that's a power. Oh, great. Hang on a sec. Let me turn this back on. There we go. And there we are. We're back looking at us again. So yeah, it seems to differentiate between a short rest and a long rest. It doesn't really give you many options as to when you can do a long rest from what I can see. We're being really careful here now because I do know that we're coming up to an interesting part in the combat. So if I go to that and I go cautious, does that make us... Yes, it makes us all cautious. So we're going to sneak along down here. Okay.
The orcs are here. Looks like we can sneak around.
Even me?
Probably.
Did you see Hector?
Not a trace.
We should attack. We have the element of surprise.
But what if Hector's down there too?
I hear some orc tribes can be bartered with.
Not these orcs.
Yep, this will be going up on YouTube, St. Salvius. So you can watch the rest of it later. You can watch the VOD on Twitch as well, yes. Okay, so we're in cautious mode already. It's just telling us that we can use that to start sneaking. Now, I have tried this encounter a couple of times. Let's just pause there. No, pause. There we go. And let's just do a quick save. Now, what I have found is... I don't want to break the fourth wall too much or do any sort of spoilers, but it's really not worthwhile attacking these guys because you've got to get over here to this area. And for some reason, if you attack, it doesn't let you go and do anything beyond that. I think the idea is that you're supposed to use stealth here to get through this, which isn't actually an easy thing to do because there's only one person in your party who's any good at stealth, and that's Raoud. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, have a good day, St. Salvius. I'm going to try doing what I've done previously, and hopefully we'll get through it. I have just saved, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the entire party over here to the corner a little bit. And let's unpause. The game really needs some key combinations for things more than just moving the camera around, I think, because space to pause and unpause doesn't work, and I find that a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Raoud first, okay, because he's the best at stealth. And the idea is that these guys are moving around a fair bit, and we want to just sort of take our time. You've got this wall here that sort of stops anyone from down there seeing you. So while that orc is walking in that direction, we're going to slip behind this wall. And as soon as this guy stops moving there under that walk, we're going to come around to here. Oh, actually, maybe that's not a good idea at the moment. Has he stopped moving yet? I think we're good enough at stealth, at least with Raoud, that we can probably move all the way around here without too much of a problem. Now, there is this chest over here, but the problem is I don't know if it's possible to loot that chest without getting caught. So let's just do a quick save and give that a try. We have some crossbow bolts, some torches, and an orc plaque. Let's just take all of that really quickly because we can hear them moving around. Now you'll notice that this block here is highlightable, as is that one. So what you can actually do is you can push that block and crush that orc if you really want to. But the one time I tried to do combat here, it wasn't successful, so I'm not going to try and do it again. I want to see where this orc... There's another chest over here, which I'm just going to completely ignore. I need to get down here, and then over this way. And so it's really a case of having to time things just right when none of these guys are down this end. I need for them to both head over that way before I move on. And then I've got to do it with 3 other characters. So it's definitely not an easy thing to do here. I know this sounds almost suicidal, but we're just going to sneak over there like that. Now, he never seems to look back this way, so we're just going to wait like here. He should turn and head back that way in a minute, and then we'll slip over to here. I might just rotate the map this way a little bit so I can see what I'm doing to get over here. Wait for him to move a little bit, and there we go. Oops. And then we're going to put him right up there in the middle of it. So that's just basically telling me I need to get all of my party there, and I understand that. That's fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the hardest one to do, which is our big clanking warrior, and try and do the same with him. So what have we got? Doesn't look like there's any orcs around this area just yet. Oh, there's one just there. So I'm going to just go to here and then stop. I know he's right underneath me. There's another one there. But I've got to go through this section which is a little bit lit, and I want them all to be sort of over this way before I do that. So let's come on over here now. Stick to this area which is a little bit dark. Where's this one going? Not the best location, but I was able to make it over here without a problem, so that's good. Let's come down to this level. This is the bit that worries me the most. It's getting down from here. No. Damn it. I think that's screwed us. I really do. So I'm going to play out this combat because I want to, and see how we go, but we will reload and try and get through this a little bit quicker, or, you know, a little bit easier type thing. End turn. Why is he climbing up? Somehow they know that I'm up here? No, he's trying to come at me from that other direction. I'm wondering why they haven't discovered that the other guys are over that way. Ooh! Critical hit with a javelin. Okay, let's get... Oh, I shouldn't really be using caution there. No, I wanted... What? I didn't want that! Oh, god damn it. Are you still going to be able to cast a spell? Okay, that worked out. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to attack many of the guys, I don't think. Many of the opponents, I should say. And you're still... I keep forgetting to take your caution off so that you can move a little bit better. I don't know if it actually affects you or not, but let's see, can we shoot him? Yes, and you almost killed him. 14 points of damage. Very nice. And our cleric will come up there. Now I'm wondering whether it's more useful for her to... She's got Scorching Ray as well. So if I go 1, 2, 3, you've only got 3. Okay, we killed one. And he missed. I think I'm going to switch back to his normal weapon. Because he's going to... No, I didn't want to do that! Damn it. Rogue is getting surrounded. It's not good. Not that these guys are too much harder. Most of them are half dead. Oof! That was a big bad hit there. Spells. She can do another Scorching Ray, which is odd. I would not have really thought she could. Target up to 3 enemies with the magic missile, but they're out of range. Oh no, she has to be able to see them, that's right. What happened? Did I just delay her turn for some reason? God damn it. Looks like pause does delay a turn. Take out that guy because he attacked last round. Now... is that giving me a second attack? It is. Okay. And we're back to you. You do have spells as well. Let's get you to take Magic Missile. 1, 2, 3. And there's only one of them left. There doesn't really seem to be like a charge. Oh, there's a dash. Does that sort of do like a charge was in... No. Why can I not attack now? There we go. So the dash seemed to use up some of my actions. Okay, it'll be interesting to see what happens now. I wanted everybody to come down here. Let's get everybody to come down. Let's loot these bodies. Loot all. Loot all. I don't know, the looting mechanic needs a little bit of work. Yeah, it turned out okay. I think the problem is though, is that now that we've done this, I don't know that it's going to let us go through that door. Previously, when I've tried to attack these guys, I haven't been able to get through the door. Ooh, magnificent shield and some magnesium. Okay, loot all of that. Let's just move over to here a little bit and let's get our wizard to do a detect magic ritual again. And did we find anything here? That is a magical shield and that is an unidentified potion. None of the rest is magical. There's more arrows there. There's more crossbow bolts there. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. There we go. We fill that up. I don't know. Have you used any crossbows yet? No, you haven't used bolts yet, but we'll give you that as a backup. We didn't end up reading that letter then. What was that letter? Order of confiscation. As punishment of repeated disregard of the regulations of the Iron Legion and notable order 6, His Lordship Syrian Bright Spell has ordered as follow. 1. All of your distinctive equipment pertaining to the Iron Legion is confiscated until further notice. Your duties will be continued with standard infantry equipment. Your pay from the Iron Legion this month will be forfeited. Okay. Hang on. So we need to do an identify on that. What was that? That's more arrows. Let's give those to the rogue. There we go. He's really low on hit points, isn't he? It's hard to see, but I think he's only got like 5. So we'll get you to cast Cure Wounds. And he's up to 17 now. And if you can cast that again... on him. Very nice. Okay. It sort of feels like both Divine and Arcane spellcasters are spontaneous casters in this. So what I mean by that is you don't have to learn... If you want to cast Magic Missile twice, you don't have to learn 2 times Magic Missile. You just learn Magic Missile for the day, and you can cast it more than once. That's what it feels like, which isn't really standard D&D, I thought, although that might have changed in 5.1 or whatever rule set this is that it's using. So we want to identify... Well, actually, we want to identify 2 things, but I don't think we can do that. We'll have to do one of each. And let's do another ritual here to identify... Hello, there we go. Identify that. Potion of Hill Giant Strength. Very nice. Well, we're going to give that shield to you as well. So you got a magic sword and a magic shield. I'm sorry, that's not how you hold a shield like that. But anyway, I'm not going to complain. And we'll leave the Potion of Hill Giant Strength for you there as well. Let's go and see if we can get through this. Oh, we missed another bit of loot. I wish it did a bit more like most games where you get to pick up all the loot in an area. So let's see what happens when we come over here. Last time that I did this, when I did a battle rather than sneaking, it wouldn't let me do anything at the door. Oh, okay, we can get through now. Well, that's really good. The first time I tried this, for whatever reason, I couldn't get through the door. It would not let me through after I'd fought. Maybe there was an update since then or something like that.
It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he's further down.
All right, let's keep looking.
Yes, TQ, you can select one enemy multiple times. So if you want, you could cast the magic missile with all the bolts going against the same opponent. It's not a problem.
I don't like this.
We can climb down.
It's too dark.
Too unstable, too. These blocks look like they could fall at any minute.
There's some kind of black oil dripping from the ceiling. Maybe we can use it to light up the place.
Okay, so what you need to do here is you can take anyone who's got a torch and you should be able to use them to light up the place. Why is it not? Okay, she didn't have a torch. He does. So you can use that to light up these. But in reality, the easiest way to do it is to get our mage to use her firebolt. From a distance. But I want to grab a drink. So I'm going to be back in 30 seconds, guys. Hang on, let me just where are we? There we go. So there is a way down here somewhere. Oh, I think it's climbing down the vines. Yes, it is. Let's get... Oops. Well, that didn't work too well, but that's okay. We can jump across it if we need to. Let's just see what our other options are. Yeah, I think we do want to come across this way. What's over here? Something highlighted down there. Oh, another lot of stuff to light up. So let's come over here. Oh, actually... Oh, look at that. But what I really wanted to do was switch you back to that. Yeah, sure. We'll come over this way. Cannot entirely remember what the point of all of this is. Okay, so that's interesting. I haven't seen that before. And what that shows is what I was talking before about the fact that you jump over all of these things successfully all the time. Looks like you don't. Looks like your wizard sometimes fails that. The problem is that it's not showing you up here, up there. It's not showing you that you're actually making... you know, you're obviously making agility checks or something. It's very bizarre. Is there anything else I can light up? Oh, there's a chest over there that we definitely want to go and have a look at, but I'm looking... There's another chest down there too. I was looking for more things to light up. Ah, there we go. Okay, so there is crafting in the game, but we're obviously not sure. Oh, you have to cast light on one of the things that you're carrying. Right. Ooh, magnificent short bow. A whole bunch of ingredients. Crafting scroll of magic missile. A scroll kit. I think we just... I wish there was an easy way to say give all of this to... What's her name? Maybe the best... Damn it, I just clicked Pathfinder Kingmaker. I will, ooh, that got rid of the, what do you know, that got rid of the menu. No, I want, okay, I hadn't seen that before. It's not what I want to do. Just hang on a sec, I've got to get rid of Pathfinder Kingmaker because it's running in the background making a whole bunch of noise. On the... just mentioning... Ah, look at that. I was just going to say, I mentioned in my previous streams on Pathfinder Kingmaker that when they released the definitive edition, they got rid of the version number down here. Well, I noticed that there was an update yesterday, and now, look, the version number is back. The share button in the loot menu only, I think, only seems, anyway, to share the coins. I don't know that it shares... What's happened to the interface? Where are all the character portraits? I think the share only shares the coins, the personal wealth between everybody. It doesn't share any of the loot down here. So you can see I've now got 110 coins, and if I go share, it's back to 78 because we've shared it all amongst everybody. Whereas you can go pool, and that gives all the money to this person and nothing to anybody else. So that's all that does. That bow, though, we are going to give to him because he's going to be using that. We're not going to bother doing any of this other crafting stuff for the moment. There must be... There must be a key combination that hides the UI. That I have inadvertently clicked. Because the UI is gone. I'll do the quick save, but I'll just see if any of the other F keys... Ooh. I think that did a reload. F8. Might have done a quick load. Yes, he will need to equip that new bow, but I've got to identify it first. Something's... I don't know what's going on here. Oh, well, that was a screenshot, but that's not what I wanted. I may have to quit and restart. Hang on. Come on. At some point it's going to update. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. No, just continue. Okay, good. We're back to there. don't know why it's talking about the orcs, but anyway. So we need to do a ritual to detect magic to find out that that new bow is in fact magical. And it is. Was there any more information about that? Not really. I mean, there is, but... Oh. Why have we got more crossbow bolts when we don't need them? That's what I haven't done yet. I haven't worked out whether that whether I can poison my weapons or not. So we'll identify that. There we go. And it's a short bow +1, which is good. Now, poisonous kit. How do I use that? There was some talk somewhere about okay, so there's crafting up there. Do I have crafting up? I do. Crafting options. Scroll kit, not proficient. Looks like I can't. Maybe we need more to create poison than just that. That's okay. So we've looked at that. There's another chest we need to look at. Come around this way. What can we see? Can we get over to there somehow? We're all going to come up and around. And, oh god, long way to go. Oh, and then we climb down there. I see. And then we go around there. Wow. And then up there. And that was what I was just about to say. I was just about to say the only concern I have about doing something like this is that we could run into an area where we get attacked and now one of our guys is all spread out. Yeah. Let's switch weapons and then attack. And he's missed with both. A critical miss. He does have disadvantage because he just got surprised. So that's fine. End his turn. Yeah. Get up there. And attack. Very good. What's that special power? Second wind. That just gives him extra HP. So we'll end the turn. So our mage, can she see? She can't. She can't see them enough to attack either. So the best option is to get her up into somewhere where she can. And then, say, cast Magic Missile. And we'll pretty much do the same for you, get you up nice and close. Do you not have a shield? You do, but for some reason it's... Oh, you're using that. That's why. No, you can't. Well, you can cast a spell, so let's do that. We might as well cast Sacred Flame against him. And he rolled a save. Damn it. Why can I not see what's going on? There we go. My cursor was at the bottom of the screen, that's why. Okay, one hit, not too bad. Yeah. Beautiful. That spider's down. And he missed us. And we'll just use that. And there we go. All good. Don't know why the mouse went all over there. Didn't work out too bad after all. Let's open up that. And what do we get? A potion of healing. And we got that there, that we'll get our mage to light up for us. Trying to remember where it is we've got to go in here. Oh, we didn't light up that up the top there. We can light that up. Doesn't really look... Oh, no. Stop that. Doesn't really look like there's much up... Oh, I know what we're trying to do. We're trying to get down over to this area. Excuse me.
Now we're stuck.
Do you think the orcs would bring Hector farther in than this?
Not the orcs, no. But something else. Maybe.
We've come this far. Let's find him.
I'm starting to think we might need that food after all.
But we got that food, so don't complain. Okay, we're all going to switch to cautious mode again, which we probably should have been doing for a while now, but is there anything about this fire? I don't recall this part of the... Oh, we can rest. So this is where we can do a long rest. And you need provisions to do it, by the looks. So, select that. So this is going to give us back our action surge. It's going to give us our spell slots. We're going to be able to prepare our spells. Let's take the long rest. Everybody's hit points look good. I'm not going to bother changing any of the... Well, do I have to... Yeah, I'm not going to bother changing any of this. I haven't used shield yet. So let's just close that. We're all good. Oh, that's right. There's a map as well, isn't there? Spider nest. Forgot there was a map in here. I mean, you expect there to be, but I think you have to click on that. No. Don't know. Okay. What have we got?
What is this? An amphitheater?
A very special one.
Not room for much of a crowd.
Students of magic. The masters taught spells here.
Do spiders like magic shows? Because I see a lot of webs.
Deep spiders. We will have to be careful.
Yeah, it is. It is an interesting
Very
looking
large
map.
and aggressive, but sensitive to light.
Just how large is very large?
Just keep your lights ready. The more light we have, the fewer spiders we'll face.
We don't have a choice here. The only way out is up.
Still haven't found Hector yet. I don't remember. I thought we found him before this. So they want us to light the way. Let me just check. Am I using my really good sword there? With the, I'm assuming I am. You don't even have a light source. Well, actually, I think you have a spell, and we might as well give you back your staff, and that way you can light that up as well. So let's just do that so that the game is happy with us that we've that we've used as much light as we can. And the same with you. You can light up your staff. There we go. We've lit the place up like a Christmas tree. Or lit ourselves up, I guess. And there is another... oily mass, whatever it is, that we can light up, so that's useful. Spiders. What do we got? 1, 2. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spiders. They're not very big, though. I mean, it's not like they're, you know, Australian big. They're just sort of... yeah. Let's end your turn. Okay, we might as well get you using the big guns straight up. Why can I not get up there? 2, 3. Can you get that one? No, you can't. Where's the other one? There's supposed to be one more somewhere. Oh, all the way up there. Wow. That'll learn them. Switch to your crossbow for the moment, and let's try and take out that guy. You missed. Of course you missed. Oh, that's right. We've got disadvantage. Attack of opportunity? Hell yeah. We missed. Oh well. Just attack. That was a nuisance, but we get a bonus spell. What do we got? Healing Word or Shield of Faith? No, let's not bother doing that. Let's just end that turn. Ooh, oh, that's Poison Web. Thankfully it missed. Okay, which guy is almost dead? That one is... there's another one with only like 5 hit points left somewhere. Where's that guy? Oh, that's that one there. Let's not bother with that one. Yeah, let's take out that one, please. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, let's get another Scorching Ray off. Oh, can't see that one close enough to hit it. That's okay. One down. Switch back to sword and shield and kill this guy for me. Well done. Nice hit. We made that save too. That's very good. And again. I feel that she should use her Scorching Ray. Come on, get up the wall. There we go. Go 1, 2, 3. And critical hit with the Scorching Ray. Or 1 critical hit, 1 critical miss, and another hit. Did that just add another spider in? I feel like it did. Yeah, kill that one, please. Missed. Damn it. Okay, another spell. Can we use Fireball up the wall? Sort of feels like it's going to hit us as well. See what it does. Hopefully it won't kill us. No, that worked. Oh, good. My turn to attack. Good. Now, let's take Action Surge so we can get another attack in, and we killed him. Wonderful. End that turn. Just 2 to go. What have you got in the way of spells? You have another Scorching Ray. So let's put 1 there. Get up to that other one. And 2 there. That one missed. They all missed. Damn it. Text is a little bit screwed up. What are we up to? Can you finish him, please? Ooh, what's that? Some sort of trap? No? What have you got? I think that's the better spell at the moment. Switch to your bow. And you missed, but that's okay. You can use... What does Sacred Flame do? 1d8. Inflict wounds. Guiding Bolt. $4d6 of damage as a first level spell? Okay. That was pretty OP. I have a feeling we've gone the wrong way, though. Not completely, but I feel like I should come back over this way. No path to destination. Okay, looks like we're only going up this way. I'm just trying to remember, there's a way, somewhere around here there must be the guy that we're looking for. Spoiler alert, he is already dead. I do recall that. But I thought we found him in like a cave-in or something. Where's our... Oh, she's there. Didn't look like I could see her. The wizard. I'm not sure if... No, we can't get over to there. I just felt like there was something over the other side of the entranceway that we should have done, but I guess not. Or maybe he's behind... Maybe this is where...
Well done.
You sure they're dead?
Well, they're not coming back.
Good.
My friends, I believe I have found Hector.
There we go, we found Hector. And that, I think, is pretty much the end of... Yes, the end of the thing. So I really like this game overall. My concerns are that at the moment there's not a lot of choices for races. I mean, it's the standard old school D&D choices, so I like that because I'm old school. There's not a lot of choices of classes either, but again, pretty standard sort of fairly old school classes. In fact, if you took out that middle row, if we go back to the character creation, so if we just picked a race, if we took out these guys, fighter, cleric, rogue, and wizard, that is old school. Like the original basic D&D that I first ever picked up. That's all you had. Fighter, cleric, it was called thief, not rogue, and wizard. Those were your choices. So that, not necessarily a bad thing, but it seems a little limited. And then when you come in here, your backgrounds seem a little limited. But again, it's stuff that I'm sure they can add to as time goes by. I don't see it being a major problem. I do feel they need to explain a little bit more about how the backgrounds the backgrounds and then these personality flags that you have to choose, how they interact in the game is not all that clear to me. If I haven't read the rule books for D&D 5 or 5.1. Yeah, it is early yet, so hopefully they will expand on it. This is only the demo. Hopefully they've expanded on it for the final version. Hopefully there's more choices of classes, more choices of races even, although I don't have a big problem if there isn't. But I'd like to see a little bit more information about what this stuff does. But the stuff that I think they've gotten right is... I love the turn-based combat. I think it works really well. I like the new way of doing things like detecting magic and stuff like that, where they're rituals instead of spells. I think that's really nice. The flexibility of the wizards and the clerics to be able to not have to learn 3 magic missiles, but they just learn magic missile and then they can cast that however many times they can cast first level spells for the day. I think that's nice, but what that does, that essentially gets rid of the need to have a sorcerer. Because the sorcerer, the terminology that I've always heard talked about is learned spellcasters or prepared spellcasters as opposed to spontaneous spellcasters. So a prepared spellcaster, whether they're divine or archaic, they every day memorize and prepare spells that they're going to cast. In the case of a wizard, they memorize their spell. In the case of a divine spellcaster, they pray to their god for that spell. And then they cast those spells as they've prepared them. So if they prepare one magic missile and a shield as their first level spells, for example, then that's all they can do. One magic missile and one shield and nothing else. That does limit you in flexibility, sure, but that's the way the game always was. Spontaneous spellcasters was where the sorcerer was brought in, and then you had the spontaneous clerical classes that came in. It depends on which system you played as to what they were called. In Pathfinder Kingmaker, for example, we saw those as things like the Inquisitor. So the spontaneous ones, they know less spells. They don't have a spell book that they can use to memorize. They just intrinsically know how to cast these spells, and they can cast them as many times as they're allowed to per day, and they don't have to say, I want to memorize X, I want to memorize one of this spell and one of that spell and two of that spell or whatever. They know, 4 first level spells, and they can cast those. So it's an interesting distinction, and this seems to have wiped out those spontaneous casting abilities. And that doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. The other thing I think that needs to be made a little bit more prominent in the game is any potential key combinations that there are to do things, because at the moment it's really only it's primarily a mouse-driven interface, but it does seem like there are some keys that do things. Well, there's key combinations to rotate the camera. So W, A, S, and D move the camera north, south, east, and west, basically, and then Q and E rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise, or whatever. But you may remember that my sorcerer tried to cast Magic Missile at one point, and something went wrong and it all failed. And what happened was, I clicked space. For whatever reason, my brain went bleh, and I clicked space in the middle of selecting all of the things to click on. And that did something. I don't know what it did, but it basically skipped her turn and she didn't do anything then. I don't think it used up that spell, but it did something in the middle of combat. So I would like there to be more information in the settings about what key combinations do certain things, and then also the ability to, of course, change some of those would be really good in the game. Apart from that, I really like the game. It feels well put together. I think they've gone... I like the 3D elements of the combat. I just don't know how often they're really going to make use of it, because more often than not, it's only something that can climb walls or fly that is ever really going to take a huge benefit from any of that. The rest of the time, it's going to be, yes, I'm on this level, my opponent is on that level, and do I actually have line of sight so that I can, shoot at them or cast a spell at them, or are they close enough that I can, swing at them in a melee situation or what have you. But, yeah, they obviously spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to get that right, and it seems to be quite good. I actually enjoy the 3D elements to it, but I don't know that it really changes the gameplay hugely. We'll have to see once it comes out, and I'm very much looking forward to it, because at the moment it's the first demo of a game that is new, turn-based, and based on D&D or that sort of franchise, whether it's D&D, whether it's Pathfinder, what have you. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be quite enjoyable once it comes out. But we'll see. I've mentioned before that the big things that I like in games are I play games which are open world and which, you know, you can go and do your own thing. But the problem I've got with games like Pathfinder Kingmaker is you get to a point in the main adventure anyway, where you're sort of left to yourself for a while because all there is side missions. There's nothing in the main mission sort of pushing you on, no concrete direction in what you should be doing. I had the same problems in Pillars of Eternity and a lot of games, even the original Baldur's Gate. You've probably heard me say this a million times. So I'm hoping that this is more of a straightforward adventure, a bit like what Varnhold's Lot is like in Pathfinder Kingmaker, where in the Varnhold's Lot, it's really just a series of quests from start to finish. There's no kingdom management. There's no thing where you have to, you know, sit around for 6 months like you do in the main adventure for Pathfinder Kingmaker. So I'm hoping that comes out like that. I'm sort of getting the vibe, and I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sort of getting the vibe that Solasta might have the ability to create extra modules. And whether that's user-created or not, I don't know. There's also, it sort of feels... let's just go to the store page for this. Hang on a sec, see if I can find it and bring it up. So, it's Dungeons and Dragons, it's RPG, and it's strategy. I don't want to play that. But it sort of gets the feel that... And I haven't read through everything here, like I really haven't. But from watching these little videos, it sort of felt like maybe there was going to be the ability to create your own modules at some point. Maybe there was going to be multiple adventures that they build in the world of Solasta, so you'll just download a new module and there'll be another adventure to play, a bit like Neverwinter Nights type of thing. It doesn't look like there, even though it says strategy here, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of open world or big world building stuff that you do. I think it's more mission based or quest based, which is the sort of thing that I like. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it when it comes out. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think I'm going to leave that here for the stream and the episode. I hope you enjoyed this. This is my look at Tactical Adventures Solasta Crown of the Magister demo. We looked at building characters and we looked at the demo adventure. I like it a lot. I think it's worth keeping an eye on. I've got it on my wish list. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to be playing it and seeing what it's like, and I'm sure I'll probably do some build videos and what have you on it and try and help people enjoy the game as much as possible, as I will with probably Baldur's Gate 3 as well. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you later. Thanks a lot.